Hello everybody and welcome back to the new VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today, we have a lot of interesting stories to go over, including references to a Quest Pro in the latest Oculus update, Stadia might be moving into VR cloud gaming, we might be getting Horizon Zero Dawn in VR, and of course we have a whole bunch of game updates to go over. There are timestamps and links in the description, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Kiwi Design, your one-stop for all VR accessories. Are you looking for a Quest 2 Elite strap that won't suddenly snap on you? Or a face pad that won't irritate your skin? Well, Kiwi has you covered. They carry a large array of accessories from cable management systems to replacement facial covers. There are links in the description, and don't forget to use my affiliate code to help support this channel. Okay, so let's start things off with a short list of new releases. First on our list is Stalker, which has you traveling into a whole new vertical realm. This procedurally generated Beanstalk realm will change every time you put the headset on. Your goal is to hunt down creatures, collect resources, and evolve to the point where you could conquer higher and higher levels, eventually making it to battle the spirit of the tree and claim the title of Beanstalker. I'm surprised I only recently heard about this title, as it looks truly unique, with a nice variety of mechanics. Now, if you're looking for some sports-based variety, we have VR Summer Sports. Releasing this Thursday on Steam, you'll soon have access to 10 Olympic-style sports, including a 100-meter sprint, 110-meter hurdles, long jump, javelin, trap, rowing, canoe, air pistol, swimming, and archery. Now, while this is a casual title, it is designed to be a full-body experience and will most likely have you breaking a sweat. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm getting some Wii Sports vibes from this title. Okay, so next up we got a release date for RC Rush, which is coming to Steam on October 20th. If you're a fan of remote-controlled cars, this title has you covered. The game will be playable on both flat screen and in VR, but if you're really looking to capture that remote-controlled car experience, VR is the way to go. There's over 30 different tracks, a free roam mode for exploration, a career mode with over 100 races, and some realistic, but not too realistic physics. You can play online competitively, or just keep it in single-player mode against the AI. Ultimately, this title just wants to make the RC car experience available to everyone. Okay, so that was this week's release window, and let's move into some game updates, starting with new songs for both Synth Riders and Beat Saber. A 5-song DLC is now available for Synth Riders on most major platforms. PSVR owners need to wait a little bit longer until September 29th. The Muse music pack also includes another one of those amazing visual experiences for the song Starlight. If you haven't tried one yet, I highly recommend them, and while I don't personally play a lot of Synth Riders, I will throw on the previous visual experience algorithm quite often. Not to be outdone, today, Beat Saber released a new sound pack featuring Billie Eilish. Beat Saber now includes official music from over 5 major artists. Combine that with other continual updates, and it's easy to understand why this title has been so successful. In fact, it's remained the top-selling PlayStation VR title in Europe for over a year, and its performance in the United States was also quite similar. Maybe the PlayStation version of the game will eventually get multiplayer, but who knows. Moving on, we have some new content coming to the 6v6 hero shooter Larcenauts. This free content update includes a new hero, playable map, objective mode, and private lobbies. There's no official release date just yet, but this is a great new update to a title that had a bit of a rocky launch. I'm personally a huge fan of this title, and I'm interested to see what this Night Specialist has to offer. Speaking of great updates, Microsoft Flight Simulator is finally getting VR controller support. Don't get too excited though, as it was just recently added to their development roadmap, and it's slated for a mid-November release. Now I understand that the biggest sim fans are using a HOTAS anyway, but for the more casual among us who still want to try this game, it'll be nice to eventually have the option of using motion controllers. Moving on with the game updates, we have a little bit of good news, bad news. The bad news is the story-driven, time-traveling exploration and puzzle title Wanderer has been delayed until later this year. The PC VR and PlayStation VR release date was rapidly approaching, but like many other VR titles in 2021, it looks like we're gonna have to wait a bit longer. We did, however, get a new 5-minute gameplay video, which I'll link below if you're interested in checking it out, and I just have to say that I am completely okay with titles getting delayed. The first impression, especially with a VR title, can absolutely make or break its future. So if it needs a few extra months to bake, I am all for it. And something else I'm all for is a Half-Life 2 VR mod. Now, this project was originally announced and greenlit by Valve back in 2017. It was going to take the beloved Half-Life 2 title, update the UI and controls for VR, and let us get to crowbar smashing some headcrabs. Unfortunately though, the project eventually died out. But it looks like the project is now coming back, and master flat screen to VR game modder Dr. Beef is signed on. If you're not familiar, Dr. Beef has already helped deliver titles like Doom 3, the original Half-Life 1, and Wolfenstein into VR. So his overall track record alone should help give us a lot of confidence in this project. Currently, the team's deciding if they will use the original Source engine or the updated CSGO engine. Changing engines would of course be a setback, but it would allow other Source-based titles like Portal to also be modded for VR. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, but I am eagerly anticipating this project. Now, something I'm not eagerly awaiting is playing Phasmophobia in the new offline mode. That's right, you can now access the game in single player with no internet connection. I'm not sure why you would want to do this. Maybe you need to test out a new pair of adult diapers, or you just hate yourself. Either way, the option is now there. Now, if you don't hate yourself and rather treat yourself, I recommend you check out the Fall VR Emporium bundle from Humble Bundle. For only $15, you can get some absolutely amazing titles, including one of my personal favorites, Until You Fall. But even if that game's not your style, there's something for everybody in this bundle. These are some highly rated Steam VR games, and this offer really is a steal. Now, some of my next stories are truly exciting, but they do head into some rumor and speculation territory. The first one is a VR game set in the Horizon Zero Dawn universe. Supposedly, the studio Forest Sprite that made the amazing VR title The Persistence is currently working on this project. That studio was also recently acquired by Sony, so if we combine this with the previous rumor that Sony is encouraging all flat screen developers to also work on VR modes for their games, it makes this slightly more possible. If you're not familiar with the Horizon Zero Dawn series, I highly recommend you check it out, but the universe has so much potential for many different style of game. You could be taking control of many different robotic creatures, you could be playing as an AI trying to revitalize the planet, or it could even be something similar to Monster Hunter World. The lore in the Horizon Zero Dawn series has almost unlimited potential, and I really hope this rumor is true. Now, another current possibility is Stadia working on cloud-based VR titles. 4 recent Stadia job postings all have VR experience listed as a recommended qualification for applicants. So obviously that means Stadia is interested in doing something with VR. Now, a lot of people see cloud-based gaming as the holy grail for VR, as mobile hardware is quite limited, and having the ability to outsource processing power to a cloud sounds ideal. Unfortunately though, I am very skeptical of cloud-based gaming being a part of VR anytime in the near future, especially since Stadia struggles to do this for basic flat screen games. I've personally been following and using cloud-based services since the release of the first gaming service on Live back in 2010. While the technology has significantly improved, there are still some hurdles that are only exemplified in VR. The most significant one being latency. Now, while 5G connections do have a ton of bandwidth and operate at low latencies, there's no way of getting around the speed of light, which is the absolute limit a transmission can occur at. And when it comes to latency in VR, you're only dealing with milliseconds. So this means for stable VR connections, data centers will need to be relatively close to the actual user. Now, in some areas, a single data center may cover an entire country, but when you're dealing with a much larger open area like the United States, it becomes much more complex. Once the latency starts to creep up to 50 milliseconds or higher, users will begin experiencing motion sickness. So while I'm definitely interested in seeing cloud-based VR gaming at some point in the future, I'm just not expecting miracles anytime soon. But you know what does sound like a miracle that is coming soon? This crazy half-dive VR headset out of Japan. There's a Kickstarter coming for this headset in November, and it has some truly unique features, like being optimized for use while sleeping? I'm going to assume that's something lost in translation, but this is a VR headset that you use while laying down. It features a varifocal lens system, 4-speaker surround sound, numerous sensory feedback systems built into the housing, built-in fans to simulate weather, a wire-based feedback system designed to express resistance, foot sensors that allow you to control movement, and a wide array of other feedback and communication modules. Now, the pricing on this headset varies from $700 to nearly $4,000 based on the modules included. Now, this is the type of project I find extremely intriguing, but until I experience it, I couldn't tell you if this is going to be the next big thing or just a huge mistake. All I know is I can't wait to see this thing in action. Now, if you're looking for some new VR hardware that's a bit less eccentric, it looks like the Quest Pro is finally coming. I know we've talked about this a lot in the past, but the latest Oculus Quest update actually has direct references to a Quest Pro in the newest firmware. Everyone's favorite Oculus Quest data miner, Basti564, along with Reggie04, recently posted some information that they found, and it looks to detail all the new features we should expect from the Quest Pro. This includes a new headset strap, eye tracking, facial expression tracking, rechargeable controllers, and the ability to not only adjust the IPD, but to move the depth of the lens. So let's combine this with other information that's been previously covered, and I'll speculate what exactly we're getting from the Quest Pro and when. So in the past, Andrew Bogsworth, the vice president of virtual reality at Facebook, had alluded to the Quest Pro being a real possibility. John Carmack has also spoke about how they considered releasing an Oculus Quest with extra bells and whistles. It looks like the Quest Pro is that headset, and I expect this headset to be announced at Facebook Connect. Now, previously, Facebook said there wouldn't be a new Oculus Quest this year, so this would most likely just be an announcement, or they might possibly start accepting pre-orders. The potential announcement of this headset also lines up with some other PR-related information that I've been receiving, but I don't think I'll be able to confirm anything, but I most likely won't be able to confirm anything until Facebook Connect is much closer. Now, if you're looking for upgraded specs in the Quest Pro, I think you might be disappointed. There's currently no chip to replace the XR2, nor do I think Facebook would use one if one was available, because this would split development across 3 or more platforms. At most, I think we might see an XR2 chipset that is not underclocked like the regular Quest 2, and possibly some additional RAM. The Quest Pro will also most likely include a new head strap design and something similar to the Anker charging station. Now, the only way I don't see these features coming to a Quest Pro in the near future is if Oculus is actually trolling us and just putting false information in their Quest updates. Either way, we're most likely going to have to wait till Facebook Connect to find out more. Okay, everybody, that was today's new VR news. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.